under this blue, let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, let's go. Have it right, Minerals FC. You got the Minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the Minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking Minerals, mate.
Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in tonight. I hope everyone is doing well and you're all gravy. First and foremost, guys, you know what to do. Smash to pieces that like button. If you haven't hit the like button, I want you all smash it right now to pieces. Every single one of you. I want to do something different. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Smash the piece of the like button if you haven't already. If you ain't subscribed to Minerals FC, I want every single one of you subscribe to Minerals FC. We've got the notification button, the little bell, ding dong, let's have it right, all that jazz. And we got the Minerals FC membership pinned at the top of the live chat and down below in the description. So if you'd like to become a member, you can do that very, very simply. Big up to all my members, by the way. Big up to everyone. But before we get started, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. The mud is ready. We're just going to pour. Obviously, we got the Chelsea. You know what I mean? Just pour some of that juice in now before we get live and kick in and have a little swig. Right. So, guys, apologies. Not many streams recently. It's been absolutely hectic. It's been carnage for me. I'll tell you what, there's not enough time in the day or the night to land the Minerals as I want to land the Minerals. But it is what it is. Let's run through the chat, guys. I want to see who's in here as always. Big up to Mr. Minerals Medina. We got Leo. Big up to Leo. Big up to Johnny. H Talks Chelsea as well. We got Mad Max in here. Big up to Mad Max. Big up to Cursor, my geezer. Big up to Michael Minerals Medina. We got Champions Chelsea, Nick. We got the Freezy, Bartek Minerals. Come on, geezer. Let's go. Big up to the Minerals Army. Big up to all you legends. Every single one of you, get in the chat. Make sure you're landing your minerals and all your thoughts in the chat. Big up to Top Bin says, we've got Super Johnny Minerals. He knows exactly what we need. Jellyfish Potter sacked. Minerals Mace gets back. And all the wrong uns buried in the trees. Again. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. That is a Minerals chant. I can't lie. That is quality. We need to keep using that, guys. That is epic, mate. Epic. Big up to Top Bins. Big up to Francis Winters. We got CFC fan as well. Red Minerals is in here. Alan Hilson, my member as well. Big up Johnny Boy up at Chelsea. Big up the chatters. Big up to Neil. This is big up Johnny and the Minerals Army landed on financial fair play. Johnny up the Chels. Big up to Trevor Smith, my member, as well. Who else we got? John CFC. He says, fuck Rory the Muppet. Listen, let's have it right, yeah. This guy, he will never get out of the woods, mate. Never. Doesn't matter how hard he tries, mate. The guy is like, he got a few breaths. You know what I mean? He got a few breaths when he spoke about Minerals Man, but that was it. Back in there, mate. Back in there. And we'll elaborate on that one. 119%, guys. Who else we got in here? Who else? Let me get through the chat. We got Hannah's in here. Big up to Hannah. Hope Hannah's doing well. Chelsea Mitchy Boy. Big up to Chelsea Mitchy Boy. Go and subscribe to his channel. Chelsea Mitchy Boy is called. Big up to my geezer, obviously, as always. Chelsea Old Boys, mate. Hope he's doing smashing. And as always, for us lot on the Minerals FC, we see things they'll never see. And that's the facts. That is the Minerals. That is it. Drink it all in. This is what we are about. This is Chelsea. This is Chelsea. Not what we are right now. Absolutely not. So big up to Chelsea Old Boys. Big up to Chelsea Dan as well. Another one, go and subscribe to his channel and help him out. We got London's Finest. We got who else in here? Who else is in here? We got I have to keep going through, mate. I have to keep going through. Sue's in it. Big up to Strez. Says big up Johnny Boy. The dark night, the dark Minerals night rises. Let's have it right. You know it. You know it. Every single one of you knows what's coming. Big up to Anthony as well. Who else we got in here, mate? Dino, come on, Dino. Dino's in here. We got who else? Philip Bailey, come on, Philip. And in the Minerals, he's back in the chat, guys. He's back in the chat. Big up to Philip, mate. Hope you are doing well and you staying strong, my geezer. And hopefully you can land your Minerals in the comment throughout the whole show. Lovely to see you in the chat and have you back on the Minerals FC. A proper supporter of the Minerals FC and of the Chelsea. Goes without saying. Big up to Philip in here. Who else we got? Come on, guys. We got Valinda as well. Richard Evans. Who else? Hermax is in here. Big up JP the dog. Pedro Neves. We got Joseph Romano as well. Joseph Romano, not Fabrizio Romano. Is it Fabrizio in disguise? Is Joseph Romano Fabrizio King Bing Brown Envelope Romano in disguise? We hope not. Big up to Joseph. Big up to Nutty Blue, Landon Minerals. We got who else we got? Who else? JC's in here, Chelsea OG. Everyone's in here, man. Immortal Technique. I'm trying to shout everyone, mate. Danny Gray, Halim, Aaron Smith, big up my geezer. Hope you're doing well. Nathan Wall, Harper Grits as well. We got Baz Yans in here landing it. Patrick Bateman, all my Minerals FC army is in the chat. DJ Sav, hope he's doing well as well. Who else we got? Who else we got? We got Bobby Fairview, my member as well. Big up to Bobby. I hope Bobby's doing well. I see him on Twitter, Landing Minerals. Have I gone? Have I disappeared or something? Am I back? What's going on? Have I just shouted everyone out and no one knows? What the hell, bruv? Well, listen. I'm back. I don't know what happened. I've just shouted out everyone. Did I shout out Philip? Did everyone get the Philip shout out? You heard it all. All right. So what? You just couldn't see me? What? This setup is, they've played around with all sorts of stuff. God knows what it's all about. I don't know. Anyway. I hope I shouted everyone out and you heard it. That's all that matters. As long as you heard it, you don't have to see my face. As long as you heard me land it and big every single one of you guys up. That's all that matters. So let's have a look. All right, one sec. I don't know what's going on, bruv. I don't know what's going on, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Did the minerals land though? Come on, minerals always lands, mate. Always lands. So, guys, we got an interesting one tonight. Hopefully, no silly things happening on this show. But let's have it right. You're right, Nick. I have gone to Starbucks. We go to Starbucks. We're not a long way from Starbucks on the Minerals FC. In fact, we're right at Starbucks. We own it. We own it. That's how raw we are. But big up to every single one of you in here, live and locked in, guys. So I'll have to check what happened there previously, but hopefully it's not too bad. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. So what have we got tonight? Tonight we're going to talk about Havertz. We're going to talk about the Minerals Mount. We're going to talk about Barry. We're going to talk about everything. Tuchel, Nagelsmann, Enrique, financial fair play. We're just going to talk about everything, guys, because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. I don't know why everyone's telling me that I've disappeared. I could see myself. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, guys. Let me see what's happening. Bear with me. Let me see what's happened here. That is bizarre, mate. That is bizarre. Let's have a look. Well, it shows up. I don't know why. Maybe it's not showing on other people's. I don't know. But it is what it is. Anyway, we move. But maybe I disappeared because we were just burying some more wrong uns in the woods. That's what it's all about. But anyway, big up to everyone in here. Smash the piece of the like button. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Get in there. Get in the chat. Get in the chat. So it is what it is. All right, guys. So you couldn't see my face for 5 minutes. Really? Really? Well, someone's trying to take us down, guys, because I could see everything here. I could see absolutely everything crystal. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, let's... for 10 minutes, I disappeared. Fuck. All right, as long as I'm back, that's all that matters, guys, right? As long as I'm back, we can... 7 minutes at least, I went missing. Fucking hell. Listen, I don't know. Let me know if I go off screen now. Do I go off screen now? Let me know, yeah? I'm going to land it now. Have I gone off screen now? You'll be able to tell me if I've gone off screen. If I've gone off screen, then I know what it is. But so certain people are saying that I never disappeared. I can see you. Everyone can see me, yeah? It's just another setting. But anyway, well, let's not muck around with all that. I'm back here, and that's all that matters. 7 minutes of added time at the end, Johnny. We're going to learn some injury time, are we, on the stream? Is that what we're doing? We're checking the time to see how long Johnny's going to go live. Oh, mate. Oh, mate. All right. So, guys, what are we going to talk about first? What are we going to talk about first? Should we talk about Kai Havertz? Let's talk about King Kai, because King Kai, he's been out in the well, the brown envelopes are pushing it out, but he's come out. He's had a little interview and he's come out and spoken, guys. And he's basically given a few little hints here, and I like it. I like it. He's put Tuchel gave me a different idea of football. Every detail counts, every centimetre. How you touch the ball, how you control, where you pass, which foot, movement, creating spaces. He's just top level. To come and win the Champions League in 6 months says it all. Now, let's have it right, yeah? Kai Havertz, the generational baller that he is sending a message to the board, to the owners, to Graham Jellyfish, yes man Potter, saying, this is an elite gaffer. He directed us. He made us fight for every centimetre on the pitch. He had instructions, tactics, confidence building. He was elite. This gaffer that we got is none of these things that Kai's just said that I've just read out. None of them. He doesn't even come close. So that's a little dig there from King Kai, because let's have it right. Remember when he came out and he was talking about Potter? Oh, you know, this and that, and he's a great, good guy and really good and working hard and this and that. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, King Kai's on behind Potter. That's all marketing. Because a statement like this throws that statement he made previously after a game in the woods. It basically says that Tuchel is elite and I want to work with him, potentially. He shouldn't have been sacked. That's the message I get from it. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. I respect Kai for saying that. I think we need to hear it more. Just so it sends a message to the board to say, you can't just accept mediocrity. You can't hire this guy because he suits your model, yeah, and he's a yes man, and think you're going to get elite results from a gaffer that's never won anything. And we know it's the same old narrative, it's the same story. And you know what? I'm going to keep pushing this narrative. You know how all the wrong-uns, they came out and they were pushing the agenda on Thomas Tuchel. Everyone remembers that. Everyone remembers that. Well, I'm going to be the same. And they don't like it. But it is what it is. I will continue and I will keep repeating myself. I don't care if people get blue in the face and sick and tired. It is what it is. We're going to land the minerals and we say it as it is. King Kai has come out and landed it, guys. He's basically said Tuchel's elite. It says everything. He won the Champions League in 6 months. It was actually 4.5 months. Get your facts right, Kai. But he won it in a short space of time. And he's got a very good chance doing it at Bayern Munich. This is what I'm talking about. This is the elite mentality. This is the gaffer we should have at our club, doing a rebuild, building a team, building a dynasty with all this 600 million. What have they gone and done? No, they're giving him the chop and brought in some PE teacher. You know, that's what it is, a jellyfish. Literally, that's what we got at our football club. So, for me, I'm just like, it's no surprise Kai saying that. And the timing of it is fantastic. And maybe it's a little dig about all the bullshit rumours that are going around about Kai Havertz wanting to leave, and all this. You know, it's obvious. It's international break. We're going to get a lot more Mason Mount talk. We're going to get a lot more transfer talk. And they always go for the usual ones, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. The ones that are most valuable. The ones that have delivered at our football club. The ones that are still young with all the experience. They want to keep putting them on the spotlight in the media and on the timeline. And we're going to bring up other platforms that are bringing that up. But this is my thing. King Kai, legend, what he's done at our football club. And I love the detail in how he says, you know, which foot, where to pass, movement. Potter ain't doing that. It's clear as day, guys. We know this because there's no patterns of play under Potter. And no one's got any instructions to take. You know, the game against Borussia Dortmund, where we won, was down to the players. I could see it and I sensed it. I sniff it. I know what I see. And I know these players long enough. I've watched them enough. Majority of them, not some of the newer players, but you get a vibe. You can see the way that they played. It's like they know the system. It's like they took their initiative into their own hands and they were just clever enough and intelligent enough to know what to do. Potter wasn't a catalyst to that win, you know. And the game against Everton tells you everything you need to know. I mean, we drew a game we should never have drawn against a Dyche defensive team. You know how they play. You know, it's just poor, mate. This guy's out of his depth, all right? Potter's out of his depth. He knows it. He's waiting for his payoff. The ownership don't want to pay him off because it's going to affect financial fair play. So instead, we're going to keep this guy, keep declining, going down the table, risk getting knocked out of the Champions League, all because you don't want to pay 50 million, which, let's have it right. There's plenty of players in this squad, plenty of players that you can sell to balance the books. And I'm not talking about Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. other than these players, there's plenty of players. In fact, I've got a list here. So let's put this list up. I've got to find it though. I'm sure I saved it. Very unorganized. Maybe I bookmark it. Someone tagged me in it yesterday. It basically had a list of all the players. It had a list of all the players that that can be sold without selling your key players. You know, like Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. And that was 150 million easily 150 million. All right. So this adamancy to sell Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, which is what the narrative is on the timeline from all the journalists. That's what it's about. They want to sell Cobham players because it's 100% profit. There's nothing to pay. There's no outstanding transfer fee balance to pay. The wages are low. The offset is fantastic. They sell these Cobham boys. They make pure profit and it allows them to go back in the market and pay fucking stupid wages and, well, not wages, but transfer fees and try and get, you know, players on lower wages. That's the vision, you know, to turn us into some nursery rhyme FC, you know, which is the way we're going. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But let's carry on with Kai because I'm going to get sidetracked. Before I do, I'll just see this. Big up to Chelsea. He says, release Dan. He's been banned on the chat. Tar. What the hell? I don't know why he's been banned. I can't do it now. I'll have to do that something after. I can't do it now. But whoever blocked Chelsea Dan, that's madness. What are you doing? Mods, what are you doing? What are you doing, guys? That's a madness, mate. Thanks for letting me know. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm just going to fucking freestyle, mate. Yeah. Kai Havertz. So what else has he come out and said? He said, if you're playing badly, it doesn't make you the worst person on earth. Everyone's upset with me the last few months. I don't score. I play rubbish. This is bad. That's bad. They all have to sell me. Now I score and everyone says I'm the best player. You fucking wrong-uns. Yeah. Every single one of you come in at Kai Havertz. You waffle merchants. It just tells me your ball IQ shit in the mud. All right. And that goes for anyone who's got an issue with Kai Havertz. Yeah, sell Kai Havertz. Let him go to Bayern. Let him go to Real Madrid. Let him go to all these other clubs, yeah? And let him go and ball out and have his best years at another club. Why? This kid's won us the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup. He's been pivotal in all these competitions, yeah? Pivotal. He's pivotal right now in the mud that we're in, especially Borussia Dortmund Champions League. He's a Champions League winner, yeah? All right? He loves the Champions League. All this that, Kai's going to leave because we're not in the Champions League. That'll go for Felix. So use the same agenda for Felix. But let's have it right. King Kai is born for the Champions League. He's a Champions League minerals general. That's what he is. So at the end of the day, like all these false rumours about Kai Havertz, why don't we say it? Why don't we address the true narrative? The true narrative is Kai's on around 170. I actually think he's on 200 or a little bit more, right? All the figures that go out, they're all waffle. But from what you're looking at about 200 and above, all right, for Kai Havertz. He signed on a very big contract. Marina did a lot of work to sign Kai Havertz to Chelsea, all right? The transfer fee hasn't been paid off. So when you sell Kai Havertz, you've got to pay off Bayer Leverkusen, all right, whatever's the outstanding balance, and you've got to counter in his wages. So really what you're making on Kai, if you sell him for 50 million, you're probably not even breaking even on what you're selling for. It's the simple fact, right, that Kai Havertz blatantly has been asked to reduce his wages to stay at Chelsea. Kai's not going to reduce his wages. He's not going to do that. And he ain't going to sign on the same wages if he's delivering at the club, which he has done. He has delivered at our football club. Why is he going to sign on a less wage contract? Why? Why would you? What footballer does that? And you're getting offers from, say, a Bayern Munich who will offer you 250, 300 grand, probably. Yeah. Why would you do that? You wouldn't. This ownership wants to lower the wage structure. They want to do it with existing players, not just players that they're signing in. They want to do it on established signings that we've already got experienced players at our football club that have delivered. They want to lower their wages, hence Mason Mount and all this and all these players. Yeah, you think Felix is going to sign for less than 300 grand a week? You're crackers. You think we're going to pay? Where are we going to get the 90 million? What? Sell Mount and Havertz to buy Felix? Is that the going narrative? That's poor. Like, sell 2 players for 1 that hasn't even delivered really at our football club. Scored what? 2 goals. 2 goals since he's been at our football club. I don't even know if he's got any assists. Has he got any assists? Someone's got to let me know. For a lone player, you're going to twerk rather than twerk for 2 players that are delivered at your football club. And don't give me all this nonsense. Oh, it's all in the past. The past is what makes you. That's what history is all about. You see, you can't just go forget about the past. So what? We forget about Chelsea's past? Forget about all the trophies Chelsea's won when we're in debates? Oh, it's all about the now. We just debate the now. Yeah, but you can't disregard everything that's happened in the last 3 years, especially. You can't do that. It's nonsense. That's nonsense talk. That's just to suit an agenda because of this small little sample size in a season that we've been absolutely shocking, been ripped to pieces, absolutely gutted out. We've lost an elite gaffer, and we brought in a yes man who's won nothing, mid-table mentality, and everyone's coming. Yeah, sell these players and we'll be better. This is what's funny. Sell these players and we'll be better. I don't know, man. I don't know where they're going with these thought processes. I don't get it. I just think you're just owning up to your agenda. That's all you're doing. You just got this adamant agenda where you won't budge because you think you know what's best. But I'll tell you this: you sell Mount and Kai, for example. You sell them. It's not me in the mud. It's our football club. It's our team. You're ripping out your team. I mean, we've barely got any core in our team as it is. We haven't got any backbone as it is. So we're going to get rid of young, experienced players that have actually delivered. And then what are you going to replace them with? More youth like Mudryk and fucking Mudueke? Is that where we're going? Enzo's only a special one because he won the World Cup, but domestically he's done fuck all. So you're going with a small sample size of Enzo Fernandez. We know he's a baller, but I'm just saying, I'm giving you an example. He's not a long way from Starbucks. Now, all this agenda on Kai Havertz, it needs to stop. He's aware of it. I know all the players are aware of the agendas. The agendas are a joke, but look how wishy-washy they are. I bet some fans won't even celebrate his goals, man. They're pissed off that he scored. You know, they're that sick in the head that they'll be like that because they just want a player like Kai. Because why? Because they want to be right. It's all about I want to be right. That's not the attitude. The attitude is Chelsea's the priority, and we want players that make Chelsea great, that are going to have us challenging for titles. And Kai Havertz, especially Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, have to be part of this project. What is the point otherwise? You go and find me another Kai Havertz and Mason Mount at the age they are, 23, 24, that have already won the trophies they've won, have the experience under their belt. Go and find me 23, 24-year-olds that have got that experience, that are playing in their positions, that are going to do better. You can't. You're relying on going in the market looking for young potential. All these kids have still got potential, and they've delivered. So you have to question these Muppets that have their agendas. You also have to question the owners here, because it's the owners. The owners are probably forcing Kai to lower his wage demands. And Kai's going, no, I don't want to do that. Why should I do that? And I've got 2 years left on my contract. I can do what I want. And the longer my contract goes down, the less money you're getting. Same situation with Mason Mount right now. The longer Mason Mount's contract goes down to the end, they're going to lose money. It's not worth it to them to sell. Well, you're going to get 30 million for Mount. These deluded agenda merchants think they're going to get 50, 60 million for Mason Mount with a year on his contract. You're a long way from Starbucks. You think any club is going to pay that amount when they're going to put all the attention into the wage structure. That's what they're going to do in the signing on fee and say, look, if you leave for free, we'll give you this amount lump sum and we'll pay you 250, 300 grand. Matt will take it all day long. What player wouldn't? What player wouldn't? Just because he's an English player, British player, doesn't mean that you're going to get big money on a year contract. It doesn't work like that. It will not work like that. Bowley and Egbali have got a lot of learning to do. As we know with financial fair play, they've gone and blown 600 million. And now we're getting all these threats that we've got, on this year of financial fair play, we're going to be in the mud. And we've got to sell a lot of players and we've got to find money from somewhere. And we've got to balance the books. Well, what it makes a lot of sense that they want to get rid of Mount, Chalobah, Loftus-Cheek, Gallagher. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, guys? It's all about what? Business, balancing the books, is it? It's all about making money, is it? Is it all about feeding your bullshit Red Bull model, is it? So that all you're going to do is sell these players, balance the books to go and buy more fucking kids from different continents and build a youth super team. That's the fucking narrative. That's the model. Well, we have to stop that model. It's nonsense. It's not football. You see, the owners are in the mud right now, and they damn well know it. They have got egg. You can go all different types of egg. Raw egg, fried egg, scrambled egg. Poached is too posh for this. That's the egg they've got on their faces right now. And they're done. They're done. They have to change manager. They know it. They have to pay off 50 million to Graham Potter, which will go on the financial fair play. So that's another outlay that they've got to make up in the summer window. You done it all. You paid it all, Bowley. You paid it all, Egbali. And clearly, the suits and boots are not going to be very happy with you lot because their figures are going down. You're going in the red zone. You're going in the red zone. And you're turning us into some banter club. It's so clear as day you don't know what you're doing. The owners do not know what they're doing. They give this illusion they know what they're doing, but all they're doing is fobbing off the fan base by buying players left, right, and centre. But what are you buying, mate? What are you buying? Egg Benedict FC, that's too posh. It's too posh. We're talking rotten eggs on their faces. That's what they got, these owners. Pure rotten eggs, mold as you like. This is the problem, yeah. And they got jellyfish as well, yeah. They got jellyfish that they paid through the roof for. I find it amazing that people are buying into all this. The financial fair play aspect, I think that's just setting a narrative. Because how can we be that fucked if we're debt free on our books? We're debt free. So therefore, we're not in that red zone. We should be making money. We've sold players as well. So I don't get it. I don't understand. I think it's all a con. I think the whole thing's a con to give a reasoning to sell Cobham players. Yeah? Because let's have it right. All the other players that you're going to try and offload, Aubameyang's big contract, a Sterling big contract. Everyone's on 150s, 160s, 180s. They're all on very good wages. So where are you going to sell them? Who's going to pay those wages? What transfer fee are you going to get for them? You got a lot of work to do in the summer, boys. And I call you boys because you're cowboys. You got a lot of work to do in the summer and get rid of it. And it's funny, we're so in debt. Yeah, apparently we're so in debt, even though Roman made us debt free. We're so in debt that you're linking us to every player. Osimhen, or whatever his name is, from Napoli, 100 million. Yeah, good luck. Felix, we want to sign Felix. Good luck. That's 200 mil there already. That's probably what? 550 grand between him and in wages. Good luck with that one. Let's see how that goes. So it's all the brown envelope talk. All of it. Don't buy any of it, guys. Literally don't buy any of it. They are anti-Cobham. We know that. They want to get rid of Cobham. They don't understand Chelsea. They don't get Chelsea. And they need to keep Cobham boys. Trevor Chalobah, Trev Baresi, Minnals Mount. You have to keep those two players. Gallagher, for me, I don't know. I like Gallagher and I think he's got potential, but he needs a proper gaffer, man. He needs proper development. This gaffer ain't developing. He's using him like he's running in a mosh pit. You know what I mean? He's just meant to run and do a Kante job. That's not his position. That's not his role. That's not his profile. So you got this jellyfish using him in the wrong way, and I'm just done with it. Like it's the same old narrative, you know. And that's a great point. Kai Havertz and Middlesbrough, especially Middlesbrough, are Premier League proven. Where are you going to go in the market abroad? You're going to have to wait for these players to adapt. Where are these guys just thick, mate? Are they stupid? Yes, they are. They don't know football. They're going on like they know football, but they don't. And the problem is the ownership. The problem is their model. The problem is that they don't. It's like you work in a company, right? Yeah, and you've got a hierarchy. And the owner of that company is going, yeah, that's your job role. I'm going to pay you good money for that. That's your job role. But you ain't letting them do their jobs. You're just putting them there because you're a billionaire so that they're a face of a position. But really, you're calling the shots. So it's giving the illusion and painting the picture to all the supporters. Yeah, we got Christopher Vell. We got Joe Shields. We got Paul Winstanley. We got all these guys in the background, the geezer from Monaco. We got all these guys in the background, but are they actually doing their job? Are they actually allowed to do their job? Because track record will tell you right now, from the start to now, there is no evidence whatsoever that they've got control. There's no evidence of any advice that they can. How can they be advising the ownership to keep Graham Potter with the track record, the results that this guy's got? 4 wins in 22 or whatever it is. It's fucking shocking. That's relegation form. There's no evidence, no justification to keep this guy in the job. But yet he's still here. We're going to jeopardise our Champions League games against Real Madrid to have this guy in charge. And we're going to have this guy up against Ancelotti, who's one of the most elite gaffers ever. You know, one of the greatest gaffers. And you think this guy, the way he is now, is going to outdo Ancelotti? What fucking planet are these guys on? What's anyone's thought process just because we got a decent record against Real Madrid? Like, really? Tuchel got done last year just about, yeah? And Tuchel's fucking elite. So where are we going with this guy? And we're going to talk about Kai. Is he going to keep Kai? Is he going to talk in the press and go, no, we really want to keep Kai? Like he hasn't done for Mason Mount. He hasn't done that because it doesn't suit the narrative. He's not allowed to say that. Even he might want that. The chances are, when he first had Mason Mount, he was playing him every game. So yes, he does want Mason Mount. Of course he does. What gaffer doesn't? Every elite gaffer wants him. Every elite gaffer wants to sign him. Thomas Tuchel, most elite gaffer that we've had with Mason Mount, fucking wants him. He'll want him at Bayern Munich. And you're telling me this guy doesn't want him? And that's the benchmark. Is that the benchmark we're going with? It's shocking that people buy into it. Why? They buy into it because it suits their agenda. And that's what it's all about. But fuck all that nonsense. Forget about all the agenda. Put that to the side because they're all wrong. Let's actually look at it in black and white. And what I've just said is black and white. Every elite manager rates him, wants him, and they'll take Kai as well. There always talks about Pep Guardiola and Man City liking, Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. Everyone will go for them. Klopp was even talking about Kai Havertz before we signed him. Everyone knows what a fucking baller he is. He just ain't being used right. And we got some jellyfish using him, instructing him. Listen to what Kai Havertz says, which is the way I started the show, is what he said about Tuchel. Tells you everything you need to know. He ain't getting that from Graham Potter. And if he's not getting it, not one single fucking player is getting those instructions from this manager. Because this guy isn't running the team. This guy isn't making the decisions. This guy isn't having an input on signings. This guy has no say. He's literally a jellyfish. No brain. Tentacles, short as you like. Yeah? That's the problem. All right? And until we address this, Nothing's going to change, and it's only going to get worse. And that's the facts. I don't give a shit what anyone says. They are the facts. They are the facts. Call me an agenda merchant all you want, but I know what I know. So whatever you say to me, it don't bother me. It's you're the ones that are going to be the ones sitting there going, oh, fuck, really? Look at the state we're in. I mean, the fact that you're not even saying that now and we're sitting 10th in the table, performances have been shocking, whether we've won or not. Let's talk about Mudryk before we get on Mason Mount. Mudryk, fucking shadow of what we've seen of this kid. This kid doesn't get a fair run up. He's not being played. He's cost us 100 million. He's on 95 grand a week. He's got abundance of talent. He's probably the fastest player in the fucking world. Isn't he faster than Mbappe from what I've read? This kid's lightning speed. He's got a sort of like a mold of a bit of, what's it called? Iron Robin. He's got not as hard, but he's got that ability to take on players. He's got a good build. He's fearless. He's hungry. Look at the state of the kid now, man. Even against Ukraine, he looked a shadow. This jellyfish, this club, this ownership right now, the way they're running this club, the way the backroom team is, the way the training sessions are. This guy, this player of talent, which is why Arteta wanted him, because he knows he's a baller. All right. And he is a baller, guys. He's just raw and he needs guidance. But the guidance he's getting is jellyfish waffle, mate. All right. He's not getting any guidance. He's not getting every bit of ounce of confidence has been sucked out of the kid. It's clear as day. All right. And he's not even being played. It's unfair. And then you get this wrong'un Rory Jennings, the merchant that he is, the agenda merchant that he is, the narrative merchant that he is, all right, coming out going, what, the biggest flop at Chelsea? The biggest flop at Chelsea is that Lukaku cement-booted fraud, yeah, that you probably fucking backed, all right? That's the biggest flop at Chelsea. Cost us 100 million on 400 grand a week wages. This kid, he's hardly had a sniff, mate. How can you even say that he's a flop? It's beyond me. And you're putting what? More pressure on an 18-year-old kid. Fuck off, Jennings. You idiot. You absolute idiot. Do you know what I mean? All this clickbait is toxic to the fan base. It's toxic to the fucking supporters. And I tell you what it feeds into. It feeds into the campaign against Chelsea. These owners right now, it's almost like they've been instructed to go into our club and destroy it. Because that's exactly what they're doing. They are worse than the Glazers right now. I ain't denying that. I'm saying it as it is. For me, they're the worse than the Glazers. They're worse. All right? And they haven't even started. And I'll stand by that. They're worse. Glazers don't get involved in football. These guys do. That's the difference. You can spend all the money you want, but all you're interested in, Bowley and Egbali, is buying players to make money on them. Red Bull model, is it? Nagelsmann. Why do you think Nagelsmann got sacked? What? Because he's lost 3 games in the season. He's unbeaten in the Champions League and sitting second in the Bundesliga. You think Bayern Munich, that's the reason they sacked Nagelsmann, Bowley, Egbali, I'm talking to you. Do you think Nagelsmann got sacked because of his results? Yeah? Absolutely not. He got sacked because Tuchel came off his break and retreat, his sabbatical, if you like Pep Guardiola did. And as soon as they got a sniff that Thomas Tuchel was available, they sacked Nagelsmann because they got elite mentality. They know what a gaffer Tuchel is. They know his track record. They know what he's done at Chelsea specifically in such a short period of time, mid-season. And they've signed him up and got rid of Nagelsmann and said, fuck that off. You're not elite enough. This guy's elite. Bayern Munich elite club, elite mentality. That's what they do. That's what big boy owners do. That's what football owners do. These lot are still keeping this guy, Jellyfish Potter, with the results he's got where Nagelsmann's wiped the floor off Potter, clear of him, and this guy's still in the job. That tells you everything you need to know about who is running our football club and what gaffer they have brought in. And they've sacked the gaffer who we had that Bayern Munich have taken. And Bayern Munich moved quickly and getting rid of Nagelsmann. Why? Because they knew Real Madrid were right there, ready and waiting to take him on when Ancelotti retires. from club football, maybe goes international football. That's the real minerals. That's exactly what has happened. And it makes us look like we're a joke, which is what we are right now. We're being run by clowns. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. I'll keep landing it. And I want to bring something up here. I'm going to bring something up. And I'll show it to you. What does this say, guys? It says, we don't have much time. I have an idea of what I want to do. And I'm really looking forward to it. Winning all titles is still possible. It's about playing for all titles. This gaffer has literally landed right now in what? What are we now? March. He's got the job in March. No. Trust the process. Trust the process. Yeah. Trust with what? A Happy Meal? What are we trusting the process with? Mediocrity? Mid-table mentality? A Red Bull project? Trust the process. What have Red Bull achieved? You're taking their model. What have they achieved? You're even trying to feed us the bangers mash waffle that you're copying the Man City model. Man City model is completely different. Completely. All you have to look at is the gaffer in charge and our gaffer. The players they bring in are players. The experience and youth, they don't even have that much youth. Foden's their only academy at the minute. Trust the decline, guys. That's what it is. It's trust the decline. Because that's exactly what's happening at Chelsea. And it's right now. We are sitting 10th. We'll be lucky to get out of 10th at this rate. Yeah? And you're right. Happy Meal with no toy. No toy. Just a Happy Meal. Yeah? This is what we're being fed by these wrong-uns. It's a joke. Honestly, it's a joke. And we hear today, which is another talking point, we hear Enrique come out. What did Enrique say? Let's see what Enrique says. Yeah? Because Enrique came out, guys. And he basically landed it. He basically landed it. I have to get it. Where is it? But before we get on that, Barry wants to go to Bayern Munich. Barry wants to leave to go to Bayern Munich. Yeah? He wants to go. All right? And he's good at his job. He's good at his job because he's worked under Tuchel and we were defensively unbelievable under Tuchel. Right? He wants to go to Bayern Munich and jump ship and he's ready to leave now. Why do you think that is? Why? Because everyone behind the scenes knows what's going on. And when I'm telling you it's toxic, it's a shit show, this is why we are losing everything that we had before these owners. Because everything we had before these owners, arguably, yes, it needed some tweaks. There was a few things they didn't get right. Not everyone gets it right straight away or whatever. Well, not straight away. They don't always get it right. Not every signing that every club makes is going to work. Not every employee that you take on is going to deliver how you think they're going to deliver. But the bottom line is, it worked at Chelsea. It was sustainable. Everyone goes, oh, forget about changing managers, sacking managers and hiring managers. And I say, hold on a minute. We are the club, and you could probably look at Real Madrid as well. The two clubs, Real Madrid and Chelsea, that hire and fire gaffers as quick as possible if need be, or when they're not satisfied. And yet Chelsea, out of every club in England, is the most successful from doing that. Real Madrid are successful from doing that, and they still do it. So what does that tell you? Why change something? Why fix something that ain't broke? Why not steady the ship? Why? Because these guys don't give a fuck about winning. All they care about is instilling a model to make money. The sooner you can accept that, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. That's what it is, guys. That's life. That's life. Do you know what I mean? That's life. So we talk about Barry. Of course, Barry wants to leave. That's what I've got to say on it. It's no surprise to me. And he'll go. And Chelsea will go, we'll get another one from Brighton. Or we'll go to Leipzig and we'll get another one from Red Bull. We'll find someone and we'll fit him in. Yeah. That's what they'll do. Yeah. And everyone's going, yeah, we love you, Bowley. We love you, Bowley. It's just like it's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So when we talk about Enrique. Enrique's come out, all right, and he's basically said, like I said, and I just want to get it up so I can actually say what he said word for word because I did see it. Where is it? Here it is. He says, I'd like to go to England to work, but I don't see myself as Premier League in July. Since the World Cup ended, I haven't read the Spanish press. I haven't seen social networks. I only read the English press. That's what he says. That's what he says. So it's clear to me that he wants to come. He basically wants to come. I think if Chelsea offered him a deal, I think he'd come. He'd take Chelsea. You know, why are we not going for Luis Enrique? Why not? Why are we not going for Luis Enrique? He's won all the trophies. He's got track record. He plays a beautiful brand of football. He can work with young players as well as experienced. He fits the bill, and you could put him as elite because he's won the treble. Do you know what I mean? No. We'll go for Nagelsmann. That's who they want. They want Nagelsmann. And Nagelsmann's going to wait till the end of the season. I think he'll think very hard about joining Chelsea if he sees the state it's in. I'll be real. But Enrique's not a yes man. Nagelsmann, for me, I think he is. I think he is a yes man. If the model at Red Bull is like that, that's what I think. That's what I think. For me, I'd go and get Enrique. I don't understand it. I don't know what you're waiting for. We got a Champions League quarter-final with Real Madrid. Let's bring it on. Let's get Enrique in the dugout at Chelsea, and let's build with a real gaffer. You know, someone who plays a lovely brand of football as well. It makes sense. But these guys don't want to do that. They don't want to do that, and they won't do that. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it. Big up to Ludovic. Says, model even worse than the Glazers. They will buy anyone to sell them in 2 years for 10 mil more. Being mid-table is not a problem for them. All about the books. And that is it. That is what we're seeing. The ones that are, you know, they see it. They get it. The rest of them, with all their agendas and they think they know and this and that, or you go with the journalists that, listen, you've got to understand something, right? It could be a Chelsea TV. It could be Talk Sport, Sky Sports. It could be all the journalists, any media platforms. You're wrong as like Rory Jennings and people like that go on the Talk Sports as well. All these platforms, all these journalists are briefed, but to them, it's not a brief. To them, it's inside info. So whatever the club tells these guys, they believe it to be true. It's the ones that are deeper in the club that know it's bullshit. And they're the ones that might not be journos, guys. You know what I mean? They're not journos. They're not there to push out that. I'm just putting a feelers there for you to understand what I'm saying. So to their knowledge, they believe that's the right way. So listen, the biggest trick, the biggest deception is to make you believe what you are doing, what you are saying is the truth. If there's nothing there for you to question or any evidence behind that to suggest otherwise what you've been told, therefore You believe it, therefore you put it out. It's manipulation, media manipulation. And that's what's happening with Chelsea predominantly. Because Chelsea's that club that we know the media hate us. And they'll continue to hate us. But we are absolutely worse. The owners are worse than the Glazers. All right. The Glazers have spent money, but they've never got involved in football. I think the supporters hate the Glazers because they haven't spent a penny on the stadium or rebuilding the training ground and things like that. You know, where it's like you heard Cristiano Ronaldo come out and say, you know, it's still the same as when I was there when I was 17, 18 years old. It's shocking. Well, that's the ownership, because the ownership want to make money. The Glazers are all about money. They don't care about football, but they let the people they let the people in who are the football professionals do that job. Bowley, eye of the fan, bollocks, yeah, bangers and mash waffle, all right, is the manipulation. It's the PR stunt. Because in reality, he's giving this illusion that he cares about the supporters and he listens to the supporters. But he'll drip feed you that by what he does. But what's behind the scenes, mate, I'm telling you right now, bad news. Bad news. Big up to Charles. He says, Johnny, I saw Enrique on his cycling tour here in South Africa. Big up to you from South Africa. He says, in Cape Town, even spoke in English to the people around, and it's quite good. The guy's ready, man. The guy's ready. The guy, he's ready, mate. He's ready. Big up to Ludovic. I 119% agree with you, my geezer. You're not wrong, fella. You really ain't. He's very toxic, guys, behind the scenes. And I'm not even joking. This is not a joke or a clickbait. We don't do clickbait here. We just say it. I'm saying it as it is. All right. And I'm being real, absolutely real with you. Everyone of value to us supporters at our club, everyone of value is wanting out. That's the danger. That is what it is. And everyone thinks, give the owners time. They've just got here. But well, they've been here a year. They spent 600 million. 600 million they've spent. And our team is not better for it. We've gone from being a top 4 team with the squad we currently had to sitting 10th, being out of every cup competition except the Champions League. Big up, Luke says, you know you are doing wrong when Watford players and Brighton CEOs are giving you advice. How low did we get? Wrong'uns on Twitter accountable allowing that. Well, this is the thing. Bowley loves social media. You know that. They love social media because it's their baby, it's their toy. They love to play with it. And they got everyone on strings. Literally. Not me, not you guys in the chat. They got everyone on strings, mate. Yeah. And they're all playing that tune. And they'll be fucking crying. I'll tell you that now. They'll be crying. Yeah. Because we are so set back right now. We've gone further back than what we should have, what we didn't need to be. We've been a top 4 side, we're sitting 10th. And we've been sitting 10th for how long? A month? More than that? We're not actually getting better. Well, that tells you everything you need to know. And you got this Bowley coming out of his beer bottles and scruffy looking and all that because we won against a Leeds and a Dortmund, and standards are in the mud. Our club's in the mud. Rivals are laughing. We're a banter FC at the minute. It didn't need to be like that. And they're spending money, which is embarrassing us even more because not even Man City, Arsenal, Man United are spending 600 million in 2 windows. We spent 600 million in 2 windows and we got nothing to show for it. That's a problem. It seems to me like they're just eating through this promised budget. And we're a debt-free club. You're fucking debt-free. 1.5 billion debt-free. Go and find me another club that's debt-free. And look at the way you're structuring our football club, you muppets. And I'm not going to stop because I'm sick of it. It's a joke. And people buying this whole process and, oh, look at how we're structuring our club and we're bringing in the right people. And Bowley's fobbing us off by what? Saying we're going to bring in people to do the jobs, put them in the right positions and we're going to get the professionals in the game. You're fucking giving the illusion you're doing that, but you're the one dictating. So you're not even holding your word there. Take a step back, son. Yeah. Just because you're a billionaire, take a step back. Well, you're 10% merchant, as we know. Egg Barley, take a step back, son. Yeah. That's what you need to do. All right. You need to go and get an Enrique because you fucked it up with Tuchel, and you all know. Every single one of us knows. Everyone knows you fucked up with Tuchel. Even, do you know how bad it is? Rival fans will say, I don't understand why you sacked Tuchel. Why? Why would you sack him? It's delusion. Because they never wanted us to build a legacy with an elite gaffer, with the backing that we had, and being debt free. We were dangerous to the Premier League. We were dangerous to Europe. Don't forget Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, not Bayern Munich because they're separate Bundesliga, but Barcelona, Juventus, Italian League. What is the Super League all about? A club like Chelsea that initially were going to join and then pulled out because we stopped the Super League. Let's have it right. We stopped it. The Chelsea supporters. All right. If we're debt free and we've got all this money and we've got an elite gaffer, we're going up. The only way is up, not down. These lot have sent us down. And I take it as deliberate. That's the problem. Big up to Indefinite says, look up Clear Lake Capital. We are next to beef jerky. That's it. That's it. When you go to a farm, you milk a cow, these lot are milking cows. And this is a great point, Sam says. Process what process? We're a finished product. We don't need processing. This is the difference. These guys have come in with this blueprint to turn us into a mid-table club mentality because you're taking a model from those types of clubs. Red Bull's never won the Champions League. They're a fucking what? Red Bull. And then you talk about, the Ray Wilkins banner and all that. What is it? Apple TV. American. Everything's got American branding behind it, whether it's literal or not, or in your face. All right. This is the problem with American ownership. All right. It's a big problem. They're trying to fix something that was never needed fixing. It needed tweaking. Fixing and tweaking are completely different. I can't believe people buy this shit. I can't believe people actually accept this. And supporters go, yeah, I'm going to back it to the end. I'm going to back what, mate? Back what? You're backing your club going further and further down. Look at it. Look at the state. There's no way we'd be 10th with Thomas Tuchel. No fucking way. But yet we have to accept being 10th with Graham Potter. Fuck off. Literally. It's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And you've got a gaffer like Luis Enrique ready and waiting. And look, what else do we get? We get more bangers and mash waffle about Roman Abramovich secretly funded the takeover of Dutch top division club. you know, and bankrolled it for years. So what, you're going to go and sanction them, are you? You're going to go and sanction that club? Both Vitesse under its then owners and Chelsea under Abramovich repeatedly denied the oligarch was involved in funding the Dutch club. Well, I'm sure. Go and find. Maybe Vitesse are not a big enough club like Chelsea. Yeah, they're not successful enough like Chelsea. Maybe they can't hand out as many payouts and brown envelopes like Chelsea. Yeah, well, like Chelsea never had to do, but like all the other clubs do. Yeah, all right. But it's not worth it to you. It's not worth it. The government ain't going to go there. Let's see what happens with that. Or is that just to make Abramovich give him another milking, is it? Try and rob him even more? Is that what it's all about? Chelsea are set to battle with the Premier League over a potential breach of spending rules, with the clubs ready to cite Antonio Rudiger's departure for Real Madrid on a free transfer last season as one justification for their huge losses. You know, it's all about fucking money. Nothing you hear in the press is about making us elite, like continuing us as an elite football club. Nothing's about ambition of winning trophies. And yet we're supposed to just sit there and lap it up. Not me. Not me. Christian thought he's a fraud. He says, true, Julian Nagelsmann is on the shortlist of Chelsea if Graham Potter must be sacked. The agents of Nagelsmann have a good connection to the club. Timo Werner is in the same agency. Yeah. It's all like, let's shoehorn Nagelsmann onto Chelsea when in reality they're not going to do it. The funny thing is, these billionaires are not very smart because they'll make more money by being ruthless and demanding winning and winning trophies. It elevates you because you historically become bigger. They want to live off our history and our heritage. That's what they want to do. They want to make money from it. They're not there for the football. They're not there for the sport and the love of the game. They're there to make money. And that is the number one priority. Big up to British Patriot, my geezer. Hope you're doing well. It's all about trading players, guys, and this and that. Listen, if you're buying something, it's like what does Borussia Dortmund do or Red Bull? What they do, they go in the market, they'll go and buy young talent. They'll get it because he's young and he's not going to that top club. He'll accept basic wages, but he'll get game time. He gets game time. He shows more promise. Makes noises. The media start talking about him. The PR merchants get on it. And then what happens is he goes on a big move. Borussia Dortmund, Red Bull, they make money. That's the model. They're not interested in winning. They'd like to win if they can, but they're not structured to win like that. They're just not. Because in order to win, you have to keep these players and add experience. But they don't want to spend money. They want to make money. That's what this ownership are doing. It's as simple as that. I'm sick of talking about it. This is the problem at our football club. And unfortunately, like I say, only the supporters can change it. But the supporters are not unified. This is the problem. We had that under Tuchel. We were unified and we were strong and powerful. We're not like that now. We're very disjointed. Guys, hit that like button. We've got over 200. Every single one of you, just hit that like button. Hit that like button. So let's talk about Minerals Mount. More shit about his contract. Even Kovacic. Let's talk about Kovacic. Chelsea have yet to open talks with Mateo Kovacic, despite contract having just 16 months left to run. Isn't it interesting? A lot of these experienced players, their contracts are winding down pretty sharpish because time flies. They've been in the job for a year now, these owners. There is growing feeling, however, that he could be sold as part of the summer clear out. The 28-year-old midfielder has interest from Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. It's definitely a Pep player cover. Definitely a Pep player, someone who's just there. He's not there to create, score goals and all that. He's just there to break the lines, keep the possession, keep the momentum, and ensure that you just break the opposition's presses. He's press resistant cover. We're going to fucking let him go as well. I mean, what are we left with? No Jorginho, no cover. Yeah, you got no fucking Kante. Kante ain't going to stay. He wants a big contract. He deserves a big contract. He's a world-class player. Why not? He's not going to get it. We're going to lose all them. What? We're going to lose Mason Mount. We're going to lose Kai Havertz as well. Aubameyang, Pulisic. Who's the other one? Ziyech. It's a lot of players, guys. We haven't even hit Gallagher, Chalobah. That's 10. Chilwell, 11. Maybe Sterling going because he's on big wages. 12 players. Where are you going, mate? Where are you going to sell all these 12 players and what are you going to bring in? Oh, fucking. You better do it sharpish because if you don't, we're not going to win nothing for 3 years at this rate. If you're lucky. Maybe it's longer. You know what's funny is they're clearing out players of value. They're not clearing out dead wood. Apart from maybe 3 or 4 I put in there. They're not clearing dead wood. They're clearing actual fucking first team players. Big players. That's a problem at Chelsea. And no one says nothing. No media platform will speak a word about it. In fact, they'll back it and they'll keep pushing it. Oh, they've got a great plan. What a process. Every player we sign, I love the process. It's called marketing. It's called PR. It's called false feed. This bangers and mash waffle that the process is amazing. That's why we're getting all these players. What was Modric promised? Modric was promised you're going to play all these games, blah, blah, blah. What games is he playing? Fucking ain't playing no games. Look at him. He was a fearless player. Look at him now. Doesn't look fearless. His touch looks shocking. Doesn't look like he make the pass. It's just fucking joke, man. Absolute joke. Anyway, let's get into that because it's obvious. Like they're going to link. Listen, guys, they are going to link a lot of players to Bayern Munich because of Tuchel's relationship with Chelsea. But don't get it twisted. Tuchel, the players Tuchel will want are these players. He'll want Mount. He'll want Kai. He'll want Kova. He'll want these players. He'll want them. And if he's got sniff, he can get them at a good price. Bayern Munich will sign these players. What are you going to tell me? That they're not good enough? They're good enough for Bayern, but they're not good enough for Chelsea? Is this a joke? And you're saying, oh no, they won't even make the bench? They're buying these players to play them. Clowns. All clowns. Anyway, let's go on to another clown. I'm going to bring up this clown because this clown, he's going to get it. And I actually don't mind this guy time to time. But I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you guys. This is a shocker. All right, so let me get the shared screen up. Get that. We'll do that. We'll do that. And before I do this, guys, every single one of you hit the like button. So let's play this.
With Mason Mount, there are takers. I understand there's going to be takers, that's for sure. I mean, you're talking about getting him cheaper than you would have to. He's a terrific player. I'm a big fan of Mason Mount. I find it a little bit unfair that I mean, the criticism this season is fine because he's had a poor time, as is the team. But
keyword as is the team.
Throughout the last 3 seasons, he's been Player of the Year at Chelsea. He's played in 5 finals.
But you can't live. But surely, Danny, you can't live in the past.
No, but he's
sorry.
So he's coming in as devil's advocate. You can't live in the past, all right? But the funny thing is, it's your track. This is why coming out of his mouth, I'll explain why he's a wrong un. But why did we pay what we paid for Sterling? Did we pay because he had an all right season at City when we bought him? Or are we buying him because of what he's proven over the last 3-4 years? When you sign players on contracts, when you sign players full stop, your basis isn't just one little season when you've got a nice sample to choose from. With Mason Mount, you've got 4 seasons. That's a big enough sample and a track record, a CV that tells you this player, his trajectory is only going to go up and he's still young and he's already delivered. So therefore, Simon Jordan, you're in the mud, son, already, because you can't use the argument of just looking at history because he's been on 70 grand a week for the last 4 years.
He's only 24. What I'm saying, he's been at a huge club, and for 4 seasons, 3 of them, he's been excellent. And 2 managers, including Gareth Southgate, 3rd manager, tended to pick him nearly every game.
His problem at Chelsea, as far as I understand it, currently with the contractual situation and a potential move away, is that there is some pretty outlandish demands coming in for salary.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
Well, you might know more than me, but I doubt it.
Outlandish salary demands. Right, 250 grand, yeah? 250 grand. See, Danny Murphy knows what a footballer Minnals Mount is, and that is not outlandish. Why are we hearing Saka's going to be signing for 300 grand at Arsenal? Has Saka won the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup? Has Saka been their player of the season for fucking 2 years back to back? Has Saka had 30 GA being played out of position? No. So where's the argument now? Because he's had a good season this year. Really? Are we going down that road? It's not wise.
How outlandish, Simon?
I think they're in the mid 200,000 plus.
I think that the problem is more of a respect thing where he's been offered such a poor deal.
But do you?
That's facts. You see, it's about a respect thing. But now Jordan's going to try and squash this.
Do you accept the fact that in the mid 200,000 bracket is quite?
I haven't got the numbers.
Salaries?
I don't have the numbers. But what I do hear, and what I
would you accept that as a premise, though?
I would be.
If those numbers were the numbers, would you accept that as a premise that that's quite significant wage demands?
Yes.
But those wage demands are not different to what we paid on to a Sterling, that we've paid to a Koulibaly. Like, you're talking about Saka's now getting 250s or 300 grand a week. You got Reece James on 250 grand a week. So Jordan, 190% is there to push the agenda for the ownership on Mason Mount. And let's have it right. Mason Mount has been carrying Chelsea for 2 years. At a minimum 2 years he's carried us. Yeah. But playing devil's advocate's fine, Simon Jordan. It's fine, mate. But I'm going to land what I'm going to land in 1 second.
I would agree with
that. And therein lies some of the problems as to the reasons why certain teams can't sign him, and certain teams
I don't see the finances being
a
a problem with Mount moving forward. I think he's completely focused on choosing the right club for his football development.
And lies some of the problems as to the reasons why.
Right. So you talk about Simon Jordan. Simon Jordan is a failed club owner. Simon Jordan hasn't dealt with salaries of 250 grand, 300 grand, because he's not had those players at his football club. So your experience and what you think is justified to pay these wages to certain players, you've never experienced that because you've not had that quality of player at your football club that you owned. So therefore, you would deem that as extremely inflatory. Yeah, that's what you will do. And that's what you're doing. You're saying a player like Mason Mount, who's won the honours he's won, has been player of the season back to back. He's delivered. He's got the highest stats. All right, at Chelsea, at the level at Chelsea, under an elite gaffer in Tuchel specifically, being brought through by Lampard, played by Gareth Southgate for England. All right, pivotal player. And since this jellyfish has come in, he's been a shadow of what he's about because he's never played in his position. He's always in a team with that's dysfunctional, that's been ripped apart and basically gutted out. So, Jordan, you ain't got it, mate. Like, as much as you think you know how to run a football club, you don't. You never run a club like Chelsea, an elite status club. Your club's a small mid-table mentality club. So what Murphy's saying is, irrespective of what the amount is, it's about the respect. And if you're not being respected and you're being undercut on your salary offers, then how does that make you feel when you've delivered at your club? Unworthy. Fuck off. Literally. That's how we land it. And you know what? Jordan's got to go in the woods, guys. He's got to go in the woods. He's got to get in the woods. He's got to get in the woods. At the end of the day, it's not that discussion about Mason Mount and his wages. They are feeding off the narratives that have been put out by the brown envelopes. We've had 300 grand, 250 grand, same as Reece James, he's rejected, 8-year contract, 150 grand, 180 grand. What one is it? Yeah. But they're pushing this narrative that the club are saying that Mount wants 300 grand. Yeah. That's what they're pushing. Then Matt Law comes out and he says, no, that's false. Matt Law says it's a disaster to sell Mason Mount. It'd be a fucking disaster to sell Mason Mount. All right. So maybe little Matt Law's pissed off with the club and he's actually telling some facts for the moment. Yeah. Which is a rarity. But this Jordan guy, he's there to play that role. But sadly, he's not credible enough because he hasn't got the experience of running a club like Chelsea. If he did, different. But if he did have the experience and he did run a club like Chelsea, he wouldn't be on fucking Talk Sport. Let's have it right. So it is what it is. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. We land it everywhere we go. And I'm drinking their tears anyway. Because Murphy, big up to Murphy. He's Liverpool player, mate. Ex-Liverpool player, Fulham player. You know, he's got no reason to spit what he spit about Mason Mount. And he was talking truth and backing Mason Mount. It's rare. It's not done enough. We've got Joey Cole. We've got John Obi Mikel. We've got Frankie Lampard, Tuchel. Everyone talked. All the great players or the great gaffers in the game, all the professionals in the game, all the coaches in the game, they'll tell you this kid's gravy, he's minerals, yeah? He's got it all. But the owners won't. The owners will say, yeah, we want to keep Mason Mount. It's easy. Words are easy. Actions are louder than words. And unfortunately, your actions are a long way from Starbucks. And you're trying to make it look like Mason Mount is the culprit here, when in fact it's the ownership. And the reason it's the ownership is it absolutely reeks because the way the football club's being run. And that's all you got to know. That's all you got to know. Big up to everyone in here. As British Patriot says, hit the like button, subscribe as well, guys. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel and help me get up. But it is what it is, guys. You know, I'm just tired. The Mount contract's going to go on all the way in the summer. It's going to keep going on and on and on, and they're pissing everyone off. The funny thing is this guy in charge is a yes man, and they will not allow Potter to play Mason Mount. They won't do it, and they haven't done. And the shit show that happened with the England camp. The England camp were blaming Chelsea. Chelsea were blaming England camp because the England camp were allowed to put him in the squad. He was deemed fit. And Chelsea is saying, no, you're wrong to do that. But England go, yeah, but we know he's fit. So who's telling the lies here? Why would England lie? Why? Why would England lie? They just wouldn't put him in the squad. Tells you everything you need to know. Agendas are real. The agenda is real against Mason Mount from the club. And they are driving him out of this football club. That's exactly what they are doing. And they'll do it to Kai Havertz. They'll do it to Chilwell. They'll do it to Kovacic. They'll probably do it to Kante as well. They'll probably do it to fucking Gallagher and Sterling. They are driving these players out of the football club. And these players are not stupid. These players know that Chelsea are not going to be built how they were built before. They know that they'll be lucky to win a trophy in the next 6-7 years, and their career will be coming to the latter stages. That is not for them. No matter how much they love the club, they have to think about their career and what they want to achieve as a footballer, because it's their dream to win titles. That's what football is. That's what football about. So, you can't hold grudges against these players for wanting to move on when they know the club's not right. And Garrett and Barry leaving tells you that. Our groundsman getting sacked tells you that. He's honestly Emma Hayes. Is Emma Hayes going to leave? Listen, if Emma Hayes leaves, being the most successful women's manager, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? What's happening behind the scenes? You're right, Hannah, as well. You see, people don't care, but we haven't seen any footage or any pictures of Mason Mount for the last 3 months on social media. I'm pretty sure it's maybe not 3, maybe it's 8 weeks. I've said this many times on my streams before. It might be 8-9 weeks. We haven't seen anything. We don't hear any talking. All we're seeing from Mount is what he can control. That's all we see. So you see the PR, you see the interviews. That's all you see from Mount, because that's all he can control. Because the club are controlling what is shown of him, what footage is shown of him, which is fucking zero, nothing, zilch. It's all because he doesn't want to sign their shit contract, all right, and put the club in a strong position and not Mount. Why should they do that? And big up to Bazyam, sorry. It says, notice how Mount hasn't spoken to the media. How does the journos know what goes on behind the scenes, Johnny? Exactly. They get told. They get told. Mason Mount, his dad, his team, his whole team, no one's come out and said nothing. So where's it coming from? Listen, the wrong-uns will believe what they want to believe, but we're not wrong-uns. We're clued on. We land the minerals, and we know what the situation is. We know the game. We know the game. And we're not going to be fooled by it, guys. Absolutely not. We're not being fooled by it. And I stand by it. I stand by it. Everything I say, I stand by it. Yeah? %119%. I'm not wrong. Big up to N'Golo Kante as well. His birthday today. Kai Havertz says he's had the same phone for 10 years, doesn't care about cars, doesn't care about clothes. But yet he does. I think he wants his 250 grand a week still, or his 300 grand a week. You know what I mean? It's because he helps people. Listen, you don't know about what players do off the pitch as well. Players help. Do you know what I mean? They help the community. They help children. They help sustainability. They get involved. You know, they get involved. Maybe not all of them talk about it, but yeah, he does. He does see the hate. Havertz sees the hate. He does see the hate. Big up to Blue Star FC. You know it, geezer. He needs to be exposed, and we have to continue to expose the owners because of what they're doing. And this is it. Like, Lukaku is not welcome at Chelsea. I stand by that. If they bring Lukaku back, we're done. Like, forget it. Forget it. We're a joke. We're a joke. I cannot accept it. I will not accept it. No one wants that cement-booted fraud. I don't even want Pulisic at Chelsea. You know, he wrote in his book, didn't he? Wrote his lovely novel at 24 years old, throwing up one of our most successful managers under the bus. Fuck off, Captain America. Keep land. Where's your minerals at? You know, stop getting injured. Stop doing talking. Stop talking. Do the talking on the pitch. You know what I mean? Lukaku, cement booted fraud, get him out. Don't want him at Chelsea. What? Because he scored a hat trick and a goal? Fuck off. Seriously. All of a sudden, what, we start changing we want him because he scored 4 goals. Oh, mate, do one. Listen, Mudryk, it's very unfair on the kid. Let him bed in. But the problem is we ain't got the right structure. We haven't got the right foundation at our club. We don't have any DMs. We don't have players fit all the time. We've got a jellyfish yes man who's not tactically capable, not elite, hasn't won anything. So if you've got, like, think of it. It's this basic to break it down. You've got winners in your team that have had Thomas Tuchel, and you've brought in a manager that's never won anything to manage players that have. I mean, where's your respect? You can't do that at Chelsea. You can't do that at any big club. Do you think Bayern Munich, Real Madrid are going to go, yeah, we're going to build a process. We're going to back this Gareth Graham Potter because he's done so well getting teams up from lower leagues? Fuck off. Why are we doing it then? Why are we accepting it? It winds me up. Big up to Philip in here. Big up to Philip. Lovely to see you in here again, geezer. Make sure you keep learning your minerals in the chat, and big up to you. I honestly, it astounds me. So I'm waiting now. I'm waiting to see. Let's see what happens till the end of the season. Let's see what happens, because I'm telling you now. Listen, I got this. Oh, look at that. Wonderful, that. See that, boys and girls? There we go. There we go. Sign him up. Sign him up. Let's have it right. Yeah. Goes for Kai as well when the time comes. But this one loves Chelsea. Is Chelsea. DNA at Chelsea. Most talented out of Cobham. Yeah. Let's have it right. So you keep players like this and you build around players like this, like every other elite gaffer wants to do. Tuchel, Pep, Klopp, Conte. Everyone wants him, mate. Everyone wants the minerals man. Yeah? Everyone wants the minerals man. We're Chelsea. And like I say, this is not Chelsea at the moment. This is not Chelsea. And I stand by it, you know. I stand by it. Literally. I just, it astounds me that people accept. The thing is, social media is such a big influence. I'm so glad we got social media guys, that we got a voice on social media. We got a platform here on Minerals FC where we can attack these wrong-uns. We can defend our football club. We can defend our players. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be stopped, and we need to come against the ownership. You know, I think anyone thinking that they're gonna turn it around is wishful. They're not going to turn it around unless they're forced to turn it around, and the only ones that can turn it around are the supporters. No one else. No media. The media are in their pocket. The media are lapping this up. So forget the media. The media is the most powerful tool. So you're already down there. You're already down there. Other platforms, forget it. They ain't going to do it. They don't give a shit. They want turmoil. They want our club to be in the mud, so to speak. It makes more clicks. You know, AFTV, Poundland, yeah, vibes. For me, no. No, the supporters have the power. The supporters can join together. We can make a stand, but it's not united enough. It's not. People are not. The problem is not everyone is seeing it. All right. Either they're turning a blind eye to it, either they know about it and they're feeding it, or they literally are just so way off it, so off the ball, they don't get it. And then you've got ones like us on Minerals FC that we do see it. And there's not enough of us. So what's going to happen is the going rate until it actually gets so bad, that's when they'll protest. But by then it's too late. And that's the problem. That is the problem, guys. You know, when we had the Ricketts coming in, you know, talking of Ricketts, I believe that was a PR stunt to turn everyone towards a Bowley consortium. The media manipulated the ownership taking over our football club. And I believe, I mean, I was there. I took a banner in the ground and I held it up at the end, and people were clapping me and like in support. Stewards were telling me to take it down. I've kept it up at the end. I'll try to get it on the cameras. They wouldn't film it. They won't film it because why? Because it doesn't suit the narrative. It won't suit the narrative. This is the problem. Like, we can all do our bit. We can all do our bit. I mean, the Ricketts were bad news. They would destroy us, granted, but most of these owners were there to destroy us anyway. You know? As Johnny says, DM for fuck inquiries, DM for minerals. DM for minerals. Let's have it right. Big up to Mickey Joy Boy. Come on, Danny Dyer's in here as well. Elite Gaffer or not, we need to see something, bruv. 100 million is a lot of money, you know. Listen, I don't know, mate. Honestly, it's bad. It's bad, and I want to be like positive, but there's nothing knowledge I have. It's bad. It's bad, guys. Behind the scenes, it's bad, mate. Right? Don't believe what you hear. Yeah, you hear all that for a reason. It's to brainwash you. Don't believe all that. Trust me. Trust me. Kovacic, we're going to sell Cover, yeah? Sell more experience. Listen, I can tell by the way Cover plays, don't give a shit. Listen, guys, you've got to respect it. These players know. They see it every single day, guys. They see it every day. Guy, Armchair, I'm not trying to depress you, geezer. I'm just, it's like sometimes the truth is like that, though. The truth is that it has that effect. What would everyone want me to be like? Shall I sit here and sugarcoat it? Shall I be like, yeah, these owners are going to be great. They're going to turn good. They're going to realize what they're doing. They're going to sign all the great players. They're going to keep certain players. They're going to, you know, no. Because I'll be lying to myself. Therefore, I'll be lying to you. And what does that make me? It makes me like them. I can't be like that. I wouldn't do that. And I'm not going to do that. So it is what it is. Exactly. That's what the other channels do, British Patriot. And I can't do that. I can't do that. They are trying to be optimistic, the ones that don't know. They're trying to look at they're in denial. I'll put them in denial. A lot of supporters are in denial. And when the shit hits the fan and when reality hits, they're not going to take it very well. They're not going to take it very well. And I am DeFreezy. That's what I mean. I'm being honest with you guys. I've got no gain to lie. I've got no gain from that. You know, the devil lies all the time. But the biggest trick that Devil ever pulled was to convince everyone that he doesn't exist. Well, that's the media. That's the agendas. It's the real toxicity going on behind the scenes. You're not meant to know about that. I'm very fortunate, but the thing is, it's like this. We have to always look at both sides, but track record on the surface backs my argument all day long anyway. You gotta go deeper, you gotta understand it. Madueke did it all right for under 21. Something was wrong with the tactics at Chelsea, made Potter not doing it right. We've got ballers everywhere, but no tactics, just vibes. It's life, innit? Yeah. It's life. That's just life. You know, the boys gave everything. Tuchel comes in, I want to win it all. I'm not going to stop at any cost. I believe I can win everything. All right. And I'll do that. He doesn't come out and go, the boys gave everything when we lost, or that's life because of a VAR decision. Thomas Tuchel gets a ban, touchline ban. In fact, I was very fortunate to have Tuchel sitting where I was sitting, and I got a little sneaky pic on my Insta. You'll see it. And that was like one of the last games. And he went down at full time, straight to see his players, because we'd won against Leicester. And he got told straight away, even though it was final whistle, they still pulled him off the pitch. It's disgusting. That's the agenda. Yeah, facts. Minnelsman has to play against Real Madrid. If he doesn't, mate, no chance. Guys, big up to every single one of you. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. I want everyone to subscribe. We've got the Minerals FC membership as well. Don't forget that. And keep landing your minerals, guys. And don't forget to DM for minerals. Which stream's that, Philip? Which stream is that? Mate, you should go back. Honestly, I might have to go back on certain streams and go, wow. Do you know what I mean? We said it. We landed it. We're not wrong. I'll stand by it anyway. We will try to beat Everton. You're right. It's shit mentality. It's defeatist mentality. He doesn't have control, guys. I don't think Potter's a shit manager. I just don't think that he's got control. Therefore, if you're not given the keys, then how can you implement your blueprint, your style, and build a team? Fuck it. How long have we had this gaffer now? There is truth in Nagelsmann. Truth be told, it's been a while. But the thing is, what's embarrassing is that if we take Nagelsmann and they've taken Tuchel, they've got a better deal, haven't they? I want Enrique. I think he's just right. I think Nagelsmann is he's sort of like a Ten Hag level a little bit, but in the sense that Ten Hag's given the keys and he won't take shit and he's not a yes man. I think Nagelsmann is a yes man, and that's why I don't put him in the same bracket. And Grant, you're not wrong. Reese is another one. Let's keep an eye. I did mention it, and I'll keep. I don't want to say. Listen, it is what it is, guys. Yeah, but don't be. I'll have to clip that when I said that. I think I said that two or three streams ago. But it is what it is. Big up to Neil. He says, I'm here for the truth, Johnny, and you land it. Up the Chelsea, geezer. Guys, I'm going to do, what's today? Wednesday, yeah? I'm going to do a members thing on Friday. A members call in. So anyone who's a member that I see on here that's a member, I'm going to bring you on and you can have your say and we can talk about everything and see what builds up and maybe talk about the game as well that's going to come on Saturday. But yeah, it needs to... if you can't beat Villa at home, oh, man. So, I just honestly, like, guys, please wake up. People need to wake up. I know the guys on Minerals FC are all on it, man. Everyone's on it. But we need to stick together, us guys here, and keep pushing it. We have to keep pushing it. Guys, big up to every single one of you. I want you to hit the like button, subscribe, all that jazz. And very importantly, I want your comments down below at the end of the show. I want you to give your feedback on it. It take you a minute of your time, whatever. Just land me some feedback in the comments. And oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Reece James. Crying out loud. Reece James saying a precaution. This guy can't stay fit. Just can't stay fit. That's a real concern, but that's what happens when you gut your whole medical team. You know, we did speak about it, actually. We did on my last show. I think I did. But guys, big up to every single one of you. Friday, I'll see how I get on tomorrow. Maybe we do a cheeky one tomorrow. But Friday, I'd like to get members on, and we'll do something there. That'd be nice. As I said, and I know Dominic, he said he wanted to come on, so we'll get Dominic on, who's a member, and we might mix it out. I might like to maybe get Hannah on as well. We'll see what we do. We'll land it, guys. And big up to every single one of you for supporting the channel. Yeah, Anthony Taylor. Oh man, but big up to every single one of you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we've drunk in all the minerals there. We've landed it. Big up to all of you guys, mate. Every single one of you. Keep winning. Stay strong in life. Big up to Sammy as well, who's having a very difficult period. We shouted him out on the last show. Big up to Sammy. Big up to Philip. Big up to all you guys in here. Respect goes out to every single one of you, and my appreciation is endless for you guys. But big up, guys. You know the deal. Every single one of you knows the deal. Like, subscribe, comments at the end. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's go. Right, Friday London. London is blue. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's go.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.